Respectful of that. So my name's Sandra, I'm the moderator for today, and this is Lynette. She is our co-moderator, so she's gonna kind of help me out by taking notes and just listening in on everything and making sure we're on top of it. So thank you for coming to our agency. We have a client here today, it's very important, and I'll tell you a little more about them in a second, but let's go around the room and if you can look at this, say your name, your age, the city where you currently live, and your occupation. So let's start with Jay.
My name is Bill. No, my name is Jay. I'm over 2 years old and I come from Phoenix, and I'm 70. My occupation is a composer for television and film and a concert pianist throughout the valley. And I'm a published writer. Nice. So I remain right and active at the city.
All right, John.
My name is John.
Mm-hmm.
I am 38. I live in Levine, in the Southwest Valley, and I drive semi-trucks here in state delivering freight.
So, Maggie.
I'm Maggie, and I'm 49, I live in Phoenix, and I'm a self-employed business consultant.
Jerry.
I'm Jerry, I'm 67, live here about in Phoenix, about a mile down the road, and I do event security. I have concerts and that sort of stuff. And
Oh, event security at concerts. Okay.
And sympathies, I'm there to keep the lid on.
Okay.
I also collect social security checks. I'm glad I reached that point, but it wasn't not quite enough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hi. Hi, Heather. I'm like having to look at the names. Hi.
My name's Heather. I'm the youngest one here. I'm 25. And my job's not as exciting. I'm a cashier and full-time college student right now.
Awesome. All
I'm like,
right.
I'm still finding my way in life.
So am
Well, we have a nice group here, so like I said, this is a fun. And a couple things that I want you to keep in mind. It's a hollow room, so again, this is being recorded. So if you speak up a little bit when I ask the answers, that'll help us record everything. Another thing is, again, we want you to do the talking, so we'd like everyone to participate. And, you know, we're very respectful of each other's answers and stuff, but like I said, everyone participate. Tell us how you feel. There's no right or wrong answers. So again, like I said, just be honest about these questions. And what's said in the room stays here. It'll be recorded, but everything is just practically stays in the room. We want folks to feel comfortable about their answers. And again, I told you about the tape recording, so smile for the camera if you want. But again, it's just going to be sitting there. It's just to record everything so we don't miss anything. And she's going to be taking notes. Lynette's going to be taking notes. And I guess it's just as simple as that. So the main objective of this focus group basically is we've been asked by our client to help them gain more insight on their image and in the community, as well as get an overall opinion on their current materials and so they're on their current materials, I'm sorry. So I want you to just think about that as I ask you these questions. You're going to be given some handouts, some collateral to look at. As I said, give your honest opinion. You're not going to hurt anyone's feelings. So this is very important. So your answers are very important to us. So let me start with an icebreaker. Basically, just to get you guys, comfortable in answering questions and just getting around the room and comfortable with each other. We have someone else coming in. So let's start with this icebreaker. It has nothing to do with the client. This is just kind of get you comfortable. If you had a limitless budget, where would you vacation? Let's start with you.
I vacation in Japan because I like Japanese culture and their art and their artistic appeal and the whole idea of being involved in that culture and things like that. So,
Jerry?
My little hometown in Weezer, Idaho, about 4,000 people on the Snake River. Just old family memories. The seasons there really important to me. I just kind of thought I might eventually retire back there.
Great. Okay, before we move on, welcome to the group. I'm Sandra, I'm the moderator. This is Lynette, the co-moderator. And is this your name over here? Let me switch, just so I can, all right, Roderick. All right, Roderick, we're just going through an icebreaker question right now. Obviously, Roderick, and what city are you from?
I was from Sacramento, California.
Sacramento. Where do you live here currently?
Scottsdale by Talking Stick Resort.
Perfect. And your age?
33.
33. And your occupation?
I'm self-employed.
Self-employed. Okay. Well, the icebreaker question, just to get everybody comfortable around each other and asking questions, it was, if you had a limitless budget, where would you vacation?
Probably Nassau, Bahamas.
Bahamas. Nice. Okay, great. So we've had Roderick, now we have Maggie.
The Mediterranean.
Okay. And then John?
Italy, Greece, you know, I guess the Mediterranean area, you know, anywhere that takes on a cruise.
Nice. Alrighty. And Jay?
France.
France. Very nice. Okay, well, hopefully that kind of gets you in the mood here to start answering questions. So, all right, yeah, again, if you have any sidebar questions, you have anything else that you want to ask besides this, just let me know, raise your hand, and I'll just call on you as we go along. So, again, it's an open forum, so I'm not going to go around the table, just raise your hands and we'll just do it that way. So my first question is, when you hear food bank, what do you think of?
People in need,
People in need, okay?
and food bank helps fill that need.
The food bank feels the need, okay?
Helping others.
Helping others? Anything else when you?
I automatically think St. Mary's, that's the name of it, right?
You automatically think St. Mary's,
Food
okay,
bank,
with
yeah.
food bank, okay?
I think of food banks needing a lot of help right now.
Food banks needing help,
Like-
okay?
People need to, the community needs to cost a lot of it because in my experience, I've seen a lot of them having a shortage of food. to help
Okay.
people, so.
So the community helping and aiding in that, okay? Anything else with food bank?
Well, my first thought was just a worthy cause.
Worldly cause,
Worthy.
worthy cause. Okay. Any other thoughts?
It's like a helping hand, I guess, you know, something of a, you know, more like a helping hand.
Helping hand.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, God bless the people who work there, who put the time in, the volunteers and others who keep it going.
For volunteers, okay. Anything else that comes to your mind with food bank? Okay, we'll go on to the next question. What food banks are you aware of in the Phoenix area?
Oh, St. Mary's.
St. Mary's, St. Mary's,
St. Vincent's.
St. Vincent?
It's called Tanner Church down at 8th Street and East Washington. I think they get the food parcels over from St. Mary's and then they distribute them at Tanner
Oh,
Church.
okay, where's that located? H Street and
And East Washington.
East Washington?
Just a block east of the stadium.
Okay, what was the name of that again?
Tanner Chapel.
Chapel, okay.
They have one at the, church up the street from my house, I can't remember the name of the church, so.
Okay, so we have St. Vincent, we have the chapel. Any other food banks you're aware of?
Oh, St. Mary's.
And besides St. Mary's?
I'm not sure if Salvation Army, I'm not sure if they have a.
I know they have
Oh,
a kitchen, but I don't know
I'm
if
not
they
sure if they have a
have.
food bank per se.
Oh,
but-
okay. Okay. Have you ever donated to a food bank?
Yeah.
You have, okay. And has there anyone here who hasn't donated to a food bank? No. Okay, so everyone has donated to a food bank in this room.
Yes.
Okay, have you ever volunteered at a food bank?
No.
No. Okay. Are you aware of St. Mary's Food Bank?
Yes.
You are aware of St. Mary's Food Bank. Do you think St. Mary's is a Catholic organization?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
By name, yes.
Yes, yes.
I would assume so.
Yes.
Perhaps.
What's your overall impression of nonprofits?
A lot of them are involved in good causes.
Involved in good causes, okay?
It really depends on how high of an organization is. I work for a grocery store, so we do community charity all the time.
Mm-hmm,
We're kind of forced to do it because it's part of our job.
okay.
But, so it depends because it gets mixed reactions depending on the organization. you
Depending
know.
on the organization, that's the,
Yeah.
okay.
And also on how high up, like the higher like the more media there is behind it, the more people are skeptical,
Mhm.
and they wonder if those money goes to administration. I hear a lot of that, like money just going to administration rather than the actual cost nowadays. Like a lot of people complain when you ask for donations for that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And sometimes you wonder about the overlap, you might look, how many organizations are fighting cancer, is there so many, you think, why? After me, some of the celebrity will start another organization, maybe they want to see where the money goes, and okay, do we need another small organization working on this problem? There's already maybe 150 that are already working on this disease, but.
Mm-hmm, okay. A lot of
Well, maybe you
organizations
think
working for
maybe-
one cause, so, okay. Okay, any other impressions of nonprofits?
I think they do a lot of good work, but I do think sometimes there is an over populated amount or whatever you want to say.
Okay. All right. And so what is your impression of specifically St. Mary's Food Bank?
I think they do good work.
Good work?
I agree.
Good work?
I think they need more help.
They need more help?
Yeah.
It can't do it all, I mean, private organizations can't do it all.
They
compared to
can't
the-
do it all.
I feel the need that's out there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, they work good in partnership with, you know, government units, but that they probably, you know, need more. You do have more in the government, you have food stamps and other, maybe, you know, I don't know if you still have surplus food distribution centers too. So the government, you know, is in there too, and
Mm-hmm.
St. Mary's and others are in there helping fill the gap, but from some people I know that there's still not enough being done.
Right, right. So you're saying St. Mary's can't do everything. They fill the gap, but it's not everything. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Have you seen any advertisements for St. Mary's?
Yeah.
Not.
I don't.
Yes? No?
No.
I've
Just,
never seen
Well,
it.
just
never
heard
seen it.
fundraisers
You
about
heard
fundraisers.
heard of fundraising? Okay.
I see
Well,
it all the time.
You see them all the
Yeah,
time.
I was at work for, it was a grocery store.
You work for a grocery store, so you see them all the time.
Yeah, and when you go, like, I did the Food for Fines.
Food for Fines?
For St. Mary's Food Bank,
Uh-huh.
that was a nice thing too. You give 50 cents a can for your fines,
Oh.
or whatever food you bring in,
Mhm.
and they pay your fines and then you give them food. So like something like that, you know, you see it in your local community and things like that. That's,
Oh. Okay.
yeah.
Jerry.
I was gonna say, well, the letter carriers food drive, which, you know, happened just last Saturday.
Yeah, the letter carriers food drive.
Of
Uh-huh.
St. Mary's.
Yeah, I know one of the radio stations just did one not too long ago.
Okay, so radio. You heard it on radio. Okay. Any other places? Any other times you've seen the advertisements? No. Okay. So how should St. Mary's represent themselves to the Phoenix area? Is there a way you think that they should represent themselves?
It's being the biggest, if they're the biggest.
You mean an
Represent themselves as the biggest?
You mean as an image or a
In any way,
message?
just in representation, how should they present themselves to the Phoenix area?
Okay.
I don't know if being the biggest is, because it makes it seem like they're trying to trounce everybody else, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's show how much good they do, that they're accountable to the community and the good that they do. You know, that their financials are transparent. Maybe that's a little our
Financials being more
campaign.
transparent and,
I'm not gonna say they aren't now, but you know,
okay, and show, you said show more of what they do?
yeah, maybe, you know.
Helping the most people is something that would stand out.
Showing that they help the people.
Helping the most people,
Oh,
is
helping
like
the
they
most
wanna
people.
help the most people
Okay.
as many people as they can.
Okay. Okay. Now, how should they represent themselves if they were gonna represent themselves in front of potential donors? Is there a certain way that you think it should differ when they're presenting themselves to donors? As opposed to the Phoenix,
Are you talking about large donors
Yeah.
or, you know?
And it could be donors in general. How would
Oh.
you want them to present themselves to donors?
Well, I mean large, you mean like, you know, the people who give 100,000, you mean people who give 25?
It could be either or. What do you think? Let's say large donors. How do you think they should represent themselves?
Well, they get a lot of bang for the buck,
Mm-hmm,
and what they do with the money, how many people they feed,
mm-hmm. Okay.
how many families they help.
So how many, you're saying they should highlight, they should show how many families that they help, and that would help with the bigger donors,
Yes.
okay?
I
Maybe, uh-huh,
I
Jay?
think what Heather said too about letting people know statistically even that a larger percent goes directly to support the needy and not the administration. I somewhere along the way, I have some comments about the quality of the food, the
Okay.
nutritional quality of the
Okay.
food, but that may not fit in here.
Okay, well, you know what, when we get to that section, if I have that, I will go ahead, if not, we can use that at the end, we'll talk about
Good.
that at the end, okay. All right, so how about, potential clients? So, potential clients of St. Mary's. We have clients and we have volunteers. Those potential, potential people, is there a different way they should represent themselves, to these types of, people? Because, I mean, we have the Phoenix area, then we have donors, they're all different types of people. So is there, do you think it should be different in how they represent themselves, or?
Me personally, I think, 5 years ago or whatever it was, the economy tanked. Everybody was, and everybody needed help, and like some people find that shaming. They're embarrassed that they have to ask for that kind of help, and that they should show that and I think I did see a commercial where the guy, even though he got laid off, and even though he got laid off, he had to go down to the food bank, and then he saw his neighbor there, and so it wasn't as shaming or degrading or whatever you want to call it as it could have been if he, didn't know everybody else needed help too.
Show that it's a comfortable process.
Show that it's comfortable?
Show that it, again, that it's not shameful, but it's also very easy to do, because a lot of people don't want to go out and do things if it's too difficult to get through the system. I mean, they'll do if they have to, but to know that it's, that people are there to actually want to help them and portray that image to people, potential clients. That'll make them feel more comfortable and want to participate maybe in the future when they also, maybe they'll become potential donors, it's like a cycle,
Right.
Because I see that a lot with, if you, charity really helps somebody out well enough, they'll contribute back to it, so, something along the lines of that.
Okay. Thank you, Jerry.
I suppose with client, that they know the process isn't gonna be invasive. I assume you go down, you don't have to show your bank account or anything like that. You just go and there's assumption that if you're there, you need help. I assume that's how it works.
Right, that you don't have to, like you said, non-invasive, providing financial stuff, just that it's easy to do. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a hand up, not a handout.
Hand up, not a handout. Okay. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to look at some statistics, and we're going to put them on the screen for you. And then what you're going to do is you're going to give me your thoughts on the following statistics, and then I'm going to ask for a show of hands, and then you just kind of tell me what you think. So, do you want to put the statistics on?
They're there.
Oh, where?
Well, they're gonna come up one at a time.
What?
They're gonna come up one at a time, if I can.
Oh, you're controlling it right now. I'm sorry. I thought you were just looking at me. All right. Okay.
If I can remember how to do.
Is it you? All right.
There we go, that's right. There we go, okay.
All right. So we got the first statistic.
Well, really?
Home.
I should let you control the standard.
There
There we go. Is it now?
you
No.
And
This worked just fine earlier.
okay. Well, it should be view.
Do the collateral material and I'll fix this.
Okay. So let's pass out the collateral material. You want to go ahead and pass that down?
Send those that way.
those that way.
It's all the same.
Yeah. I don't think they're the same one. Okay, and take one and pass it down?
Well, I didn't get
Oh,
the
they're not
feeding
the same.
kids
Yeah, they're not
one.
the same, yeah.
I didn't get the feeding kids one.
All right. I'm gonna give you a few minutes to take a look at the collateral, and then I'll ask you a few questions, okay?
I didn't get the one that says feeding kids, but
Is there another feeding kids one?
All I had then is, some of them have the horn of plenty already, which is perfectly fine.
Can you get these?
No, I didn't get anything. Okay. We can all share as well if there's not one that you've seen. So I'll give you about a minute to look over the collateral, and then I'll ask you a few questions. Pass that way. I'll give you one more minute, and then we'll go into the next set of questions. All right, we'll go ahead and get into the next set of questions. So everyone has had a chance to kind of skim over the collateral. Now, what's your first impression when you're looking at the handouts?
Nicely done.
Yeah,
Nicely done?
expresses the point, you know, it kind of simplifies it a little bit and gives you, you know, talking points and
Simplifies.
makes it, you know, easy to read type thing.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the exact word I was gonna say, simplified.
Simplified, that's what you like, okay. Maggie, anything?
it's pretty quick, and which is good because a lot of people, they got 2 minutes, you know, they look at it, they open it up, they boom, and they're done, you know what I mean? That's just the way the world is nowadays, you know, so it's good.
Okay,
It's not too much information.
not too much. How about you, Jerry?
Well, it takes money to produce this. I'm the cost conscious person. I'm like, and maybe it's a small percentage of the budget, and some things you raise money, you know, like the fancy dinners. That raise a lot of money that wouldn't be raised in any way.
Okay.
But I don't know about maybe using social media, some way, how that would work out.
Okay. Are you saying maybe use social media more than investing money in the collateral? Or, because you just mentioned that there is a budget that it costs money. You said you're conscientious of that. So, also using, social media in conjunction or,
And substitute us.
substitute social media?
Possible they might be able to reach whole new groups, younger people they don't reach with this.
Okay,
this
so
sort of
you're
stuff,
saying reaching younger people with social media?
Perhaps.
Okay, okay. Heather?
I felt the collateral was geared more towards donators than it was
Yeah.
those who are using the program.
Okay, so you're saying your feeling is that it's geared more towards the donators,
Yeah,
okay?
because a lot of the stories are about how children donate and help out and all this, the facts behind how much they've donated or how much money was spent to do this, or it's just giving you information to persuade you to donate rather than to receive services from.
Okay.
That's what it felt like.
Anything, Joe?
You have statistics, if we can get this to work, that always boggles my mind. It always works before and after the presentation. Do you notice that? If we're doing like, oh, where is it? You go through that all the
We didn't plan that.
time. Do you have statistics on, let's say, how do I want to call it? By, let's start with age group, as far as who the donors and what kind of percentages they give.
Demographics.
You know what, we will go through the statistics one by one, and if it
Okay.
doesn't answer your question, we'll go ahead and address that and get
Okay.
those questions answered for
Because
you.
this has to do, in my mind, it has to do with how successful social media can be.
Okay. Well, let's see if those statistics cover that after we answer these next few questions, and if it doesn't, we'll
Okay.
get those answers for you.
Okay.
All right, so looking at the collateral and looking at the colors, what do you think of the colors on the collateral?
Attention getting, attention getting, especially on
Attention
this,
getting?
Yeah,
yes.
the reds, the oranges are bright. They kind of add a little bit of energy than if they were darker, or, you know.
Reminds me of Sun Devil colors.
Sun Devil colors? Okay. Heather, what do you think of the colors?
I think they're very friendly. The format
And they
of
are.
the magazine, though, the way they're blocked, it's kind of busy.
Busy on
So
the magazine.
It's hard to kind of focus in where you want the information to go. It doesn't flow well. Usually when you want to create something, you want it to flow. Like you want your eye to go to a certain spot and then go from there.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't, there's no central focus. There's nowhere to look. Basically, it's just a lot of information. So that's where I want to read stuff.
Okay. Okay. Roger, how do you like it?
I like it. I mean, it's pretty soft, right? So there's no, hot pinks or anything like that. So it
No
makes
hot
it
pink.
easier. It makes it
Okay.
easier to kind of go through and read the stories and talk about retirees and kids. So you cover the full spectrum
Okay.
of age groups and things.
Okay. Now, when you think of the design, what comes to your mind? What do you think of the design?
Of one in particular, or?
Well,
I mean, you guys could do like a cutout of like a turkey leg or something during Thanksgiving. Talk about how many people don't get to eat Thanksgiving dinner.
So a cutout of a turkey leg?
Or something
like
as an
the shape-
insert or something.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You can think out the box with it too.
Thinking outside of the box, okay.
To get people's attention.
Mm-hmm. Anything else about the design? You kind of talked about the design.
Yeah, I'm with Heather on that. I've got plenty of experience with design of brochures and things. I'd rather see half the number of pages and treatments and more of a focus on less subject material and then a little bit more space around the focus. Then you can choose to read one thing at a time, if you're not somewhere where you read the whole thing. This gets it, by this page here, which would be 4 and 5, pretty busy.
Very busy?
Yeah, I don't know that I'd take my time and read this after getting that far, and one is good. Photos are okay, but again, I think they should be a little more artistically placed.
Okay.
But that's hard when you're dealing with costs of graphic designers and trying to keep your budget down.
Yep. Okay.
Where that.
Now, looking at the logo, if you can find a logo on any of the collateral of St. Mary's.
This right here,
Yes. What does the logo make you think of when you look at that?
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
Horn of plenty.
Horn of plenty.
Horn of Plenty. Any other thoughts come to your head when you look at that logo?
I mean, you could show, I mean, if they were talking about how big they were and how many people they serve, I mean, you could have a logo that incorporates the people too, maybe, right? Like, you
A
know, maybe-
logo that incorporates people.
Right.
I noticed from the old logo that they used to have where it was more like just random food place, it looks like they're attracting more like nutritious food because they have the apple, the cheese, and the
Mhm.
bread, so they're showing balanced food groups. So I don't know if they've changed that to kind of emphasize that they do show importance for nutrition when it comes to giving out food.
Okay.
Because I read some of their facts on here and they were like, tuna can give out protein, you know, so I don't know if they're aiming towards that, but that does show that it does, so it's a good focus on that. Good. Anything else?
That pretty much cover the logo? Okay. All right, so let's go back to statistics, and again, I wanna get your thoughts on the following statistics. I'm gonna ask for a show of hands, and you just, I'll read three lines, and you tell me, show your hands, what you think about them. So, world's first food bank. Does this statement make you more likely to donate or volunteer, less likely to donate or volunteer, or it didn't impact a desire to donate or volunteer? So more likely, less likely, or it didn't have an impact for you to donate or volunteer?
Well, maybe,
This statement, you can just raise your hands. So I guess, okay, did this statement make you more likely to donate? Anyone?
Yeah.
2 people, okay. Did the statement make you less likely? 1 person. And did it have no impact at all? 2. Okay. Next. Second largest food bank in the country. More likely to donate? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Less likely to donate? Or it didn't have an impact? 1. Okay. Top 100 Forbes charity. More likely to donate? 1. Less likely to donate? 1. And it didn't have an impact? 1, 2, 3. Okay.
well,
Hmm?
I was gonna say, I know about Ford's, I'm not too sure, I want to know more about what the list, you know, how they criteria
Mm-hmm.
to decide the 100, maybe are they the most effective 100 by, well, this figure seemed to indicate that they're
Yeah.
very effective. I felt, overall, you know, the stuff, that they lasted this long, and the second
Mhm.
largest, they must be doing things right, you know, you're going to investigate whether you're gonna support them or not.
Okay. So that would cause you to investigate.
I mean, more likely the first
More
statement.
like- more like-
What
okay.
indicated that the orders that the second largest must be doing things right.
Okay. 96% of all donations go to programs to feed people. Does this make you more likely to donate?
Yeah.
The whole room, or except Heather?
Except for me, no impact really.
No impact on Heather, but everyone else? Okay, so we'll go to the next question. 5,000 kids fed daily through Kids Cafe program. More likely to donate? The whole room, okay.
Because the difference is that one's more specific than the other one.
This is more specific than the previous one? Okay.
Plus that one's talking about kids. so-
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, well,
Hopefully
yeah.
But it's
Right.
somebody to hit their kids, you know?
When I
Once
was,
you hit the kids, it's,
and from experience, when I was a kid, I was on those programs. Those were really popular, and my mom went through that, so that touches me, and I'm like, well, I want to get to that because I understand what it's
okay,
like.
because you've been through it.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it helps a lot. Those programs really do. So.
Okay. 70 million pounds of food distributed per year to feed the hungry. More likely to donate?
Yeah, they're fulfilling their mission, that's what, basically what their mission is.
So Maggie's raising her hand. Jay, you look perplexed.
This isn't, it's a lot of food, but
Does it move you to donate though?
I don't think it does. I'm neutral on this one because it doesn't, it's not specific enough in the outcome relative to, you know, where we are in the world.
Okay.
Famines.
It's It's like one of those statements that they should finish or follow up with, like, that's enough to feed like 100 football teams for a year or something, you know, like to
Yeah,
put it in
yeah.
context, because it's
Okay,
just
put
sitting
it
out
in
there.
some more
Like,
context, okay.
That's tough with pound
So-
ratio.
Less likely, would it cause you to be less likely to donate, or are you more, it didn't have an impact? No impact really on
It's
this one?
confusing. It's-
Yeah, it's-
Confusing?
It's like, okay, well, did they ship the food, did they just do it here in Phoenix? Did they give it to a food bank in Yuma? Did they give it to a food bank in Los
Right.
Angeles?
And did it stay fresh?
Yeah,
Did it stay fresh?
well, most of it's canned goods, so,
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true, but, I mean, that would be a.
I'm just
a
saying.
question I would have, it were, if this number.
was it all local?
Was all shipped, yeah, exactly.
Jerry?
Jamie, I know it might be hard to say how many meals were served because when you get the box, but how many people were served,
How many
Yeah,
people were
that
served?
makes more, yeah, because I was thinking the same thing.
or families.
Okay, great, next. 1 in 5 adults, 1 in 4 children, 1 in 7 seniors struggle with hunger every day. Does this make you more likely to donate? 2, 3, 4, okay. Less likely? Or no impact?
Well, I was gonna, they just, this mean in Arizona or
Be more
Or
specific.
nationwide.
Okay, so it doesn't say whether it's in Arizona or,
The Phoenix area or,
okay, okay.
I'd say that make it more likely, but, maybe localize it.
So you would be more likely if it was localized, if it
Well,
stated,
I'd say, where the statement comes from.
the
Okay.
Valley of the Sun, 1 in 5 adults.
Yeah, or Greater Phoenix or something.
Greater Phoenix, but, okay, okay.
See a picture.
St. Mary's is a non-sectarian organization.
It's got nothing to do with
No,
nothing.
it doesn't,
as far
doesn't
as I'm
move you?
concerned.
No likely, less likely, didn't really have an impact.
More likely.
Okay. Member of Feeding America.
All right, what's Feeding America? I mean, I don't know what that is.
Okay.
Not
Less, okay.
too abstract.
Too abstract. Okay. $1 equals 7 meals. More likely?
More likely.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
very specific.
Okay,
That's
so
what you're
everybody-
getting.
Okay,
You're getting more bang for your buck.
okay. 350 partner agencies.
More likely.
Does that make an impact for you to donate?
If we understand that's what they work with, I gather that's who they help distribute it through. That's
Okay.
350 that.
Okay, so with,
Okay, well, what is that? Is that, do they give it to churches and they distribute it? Do they, what is that?
okay. Anyone else have a comment?
I mean, I probably have an idea of what it is, but
Mhm.
we're gonna go, okay, yeah, and so what is that? You know,
Alright. You want the next one? Arizona is 3rd worst state in the country for food insecurity rates.
what does that mean?
What's
is
that mean?
That's a bit ambiguous.
Ambiguous, what's that mean? Any other comments?
More likely.
More likely to donate? It would cause you to more, okay. More likely
I
to
think
donate?
if it were to say something like Arizona ranks number 3 in the country for people that aren't secure they're going to be fed, or
Okay.
something like that.
Yeah, that's a lot
That would make more sense.
So we really, so you have one more likely, so anyone else just doesn't have an impact with this statement? Okay. 2 million Arizonans are considered the working poor and may need help with food. More likely to donate?
Yeah.
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 Yes, 1, 2, 3, everybody in the room, okay. You can receive an Arizona working poor tax credit for your donation. Impact? Yes, 1, 2. Jerry, what do you think?
You don't have to itemize to get this tax credit.
Mm-hmm.
I think more likely.
More likely, okay, Heather, what's your take?
No impact.
No impact
because
on you,
Someone my age, I don't really collect a lot of taxes.
okay.
And,
For your age?
Yeah, for my age, so my age group, like 20, college students, we don't really itemize the deductions and things. I know how to do it, but I don't make enough money where it's like, okay, I can itemize this and that. It's up in the air. I'm not invested in a house. I mean, I barely just bought my own car,
Okay,
things like that, so that's something to think think about.
Okay.
At least for my age group, for, for older age group, it might be good, but for people who can do that,
Okay, well, let's move on to the next statistic.
That's it.
That's it, all right, well then we are moving on to our last set of questions, we are on time here. Let's talk about the Horn of Plenty, can you put that on the screen, or you just wanna look at it on the collateral? All right, everyone, we kind of went over the Horn of Plenty, but, I guess we're looking at it, what is, okay, the Horn of Plenty, the actual collateral we're looking at, not just the logo, okay. So when you're looking at the Horn of Plenty newsletter that's in front of you, is there any photo in there that's engaging or the most compelling to you when you went through the magazine? Anything stick out to you? A photo.
Oh, the killing kid here on page 4,
Page 4?
that's the stop hunger.
Okay, the page 4, the girl holding the box,
Yeah.
okay?
Yes, that's a good one.
You like that one too, okay?
I actually like the girl holding, with the panda hat, holding all the food.
The girl in the panda hat,
Yeah.
okay, and that is on page
Second page.
5, okay, page 5, the girl with the panda hat. Any other photos? Yeah.
I like on page 3, this, where the Stigma employees have been got together to collect funds as a group, the employees had done it as a group, with the company and the employees
Okay,
had gotten together to help the community.
okay, that's page 3, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone else have any photos they like?
I like on page 7, the older gentleman being able to grab his food and be happy about it.
Page 7, the older gentleman on the bottom holding his box,
Yeah.
okay? Showing it's easy
Yeah.
to get,
That's a good.
that's a good one too, okay? We have 2 people who like that photo. Any other photos that make an impact on you?
Kind of a different copy than you guys have, because I don't have pictures like that. Yeah, I don't have pictures like these guys.
Do you want this one?
Okay. Is that the same one right
Yeah,
here?
it's the same one right there.
Okay.
Yeah, because my front's even different.
Oh, okay, I think you got maybe a different, all right.
That's why I'm looking at them and going, what are they talking about?
Okay. All right, I'll let Maggie kind of skim through it for a second and see if there's anything that sticks out to her.
I like the one on I guess it would be page 4 where the little girl, the 6-year-old,
Page 4, the 6-year-old girl.
yeah, donated 1,000 pounds of food.
Okay.
These 2 are things where the little kids are doing it.
Okay, the little kids
If
are
it's easy enough for a
participating.
little kid to do, then I can do it too, you know?
Okay, so what, seeing that picture of the kids doing it makes you
Yeah.
think that you could do it too, okay? Now, when you're looking through this, when you're looking at the pictures, you also saw the stories. Is there any story in there that was compelling or engaging to you?
The retiree who's
The-
donating his time.
The retiree donating his time, any other stories?
Yeah, this here, the 2 children's story about how they, wanted to help poor people, give to the food, help with the food rather than give, toys.
Okay, the children on
Yeah, they do that in page 4, they do
page
that.
4,
that involved.
okay. Page 4 has compelling stories. Any
I
other?
think this one's about the legal community getting involved.
Okay, the verdict is, the Valley Legal Community Fights Hunger, okay. Another compelling story. Any other stories that stick out?
The youth volunteers, I think that's good to.
Yeah.
Youth volunteers is a big one,
Kind of
okay.
get them incorporated.
Okay.
early, so that way they kind of have a sense of purpose and they see both sides of, you know,
Okay.
kind of, if they're in a better situation than most, or, you know, where they kind of makes them feel useful and kind of puts them in a good perspective as they're going on with their life, gives them a good footing, you know,
Okay.
and volunteering and stuff like that.
It seems like they're trying to reach out to kind of both age groups, right? The youngest children and
Mhm.
the retirees, because I guess that'd be the biggest groups to pull from.
Okay.
If you're really looking at volunteers, because most of the people are working 2 or 3 jobs, just trying to, keep everything afloat.
Okay. Does looking at the newsletter make you want to donate?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily, no?
Some, we have our own, activities, maybe we already give time and money to, if you wish you could squeeze another one
Yeah.
in, but
Okay,
you can't.
okay. How about, so how volunteer? So does it make you want to volunteer versus giving money?
Yeah.
Makes me want to tell somebody about something.
Yeah.
Makes you want to tell someone about
Right,
it?
I mean, it's appealing.
Yeah, did you see what that little kid did?
The
They got
volunteer.
1,000 pounds of food for the food bank, you
Okay.
know? I
Okay.
mean, my church does a lot of stuff, a lot of outreach like that, so.
Okay,
You know,
okay. How about a food drive? Does it make you want to do like your own food drive?
No.
No?
not so much.
Not so much? Okay.
They should do like themed food drives. That'd be fun.
Themed food
Yeah, like a
drives?
seafood food drive,
Seafood
or
food
like
drive?
beef food drive. Obviously,
Beef.
it'd be different with
Okay.
frozen meats, but that'd be fun.
All right. When you're looking at the newsletter, is there anything that could be changed or maybe added to make you wanna maybe start your food drive, or make you wanna donate, or make you wanna volunteer? Is there anything that they could do different to the newsletter that would prompt you to do that?
They should be more upfront with it. They should be like, do you know retired people? Do you know, groups or youth groups? Do you know, make that mad. If you know any of these 5 groups, because most people are gonna say, yeah, they know one of the groups, then, you should reach out to this person, or they should contact this person to volunteer. So it seems like that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, or even like I agree with you, to be more upfront, little articles, how to start your own food drive.
Right.
Just go for it.
So you're saying like an article saying how to start your own food drive,
Right.
okay?
Yeah, that would help too.
That would-
Well, they kind of do have a local school takes on Project Hunger, so they do have something like that.
Okay, they do have something a little
But we're talking about in here.
okay,
I would like to see more reasons to volunteer, like the benefits of, hey, you're helping this many families out.
so the
or,
benefits of
like,
volunteering.
one volunteer working 5 hours a week helps distribute this amount of food, things like that.
Do you know if you gave 5 hours a week, you could help feed this many families or
Yeah.
something like that?
That would
Or,
make
you should tell them about different ways they can volunteer, because like he was saying, maybe there's a social media volunteer job, and I don't have to even go down there. I can just post 20 posts a week on behalf of the food bank, and that probably fit into somebody's work schedule to balance in a couple
Yeah.
jobs.
That's a good.
Okay, using social media. Now, how can we make it easier to donate from this newsletter? Is there any way that we can utilize this newsletter to make it easier to donate?
Maybe we do a donation survey or something.
A donation survey?
You made a survey like what people could donate, there'd be questions they could look through and say, hey, I got that, I can give.
Right. Or I maybe feel more comfortable donating $7, a week, but once it gets over like $8 or $9, I'd be like, wait, that's way too much.
Okay,
From people, that might be the general sentiment or something.
okay. And have that in the newspaper, okay. All right, let's go, let's, since we're at the end here, I wanna make sure that we address Jay's questions, comments, input on the taste of food from St. Mary's. You had made a statement earlier that you wanted to say something about that.
Well, I'm very concerned with nutritional quality, and what we need is, again, it could be within the statistics part, as long as it relates some kind of status or position of St. Mary's to others, 30% more nutritious, but again, that's a generalization, so you've gotta make it in terms of pictures people can see. So even like you were saying, Heather, a little bit of a breakdown about protein, carbs, just, and then even a list, even a column that shows like what you see on everything you buy, you know, the breakdown of what food contains, the ingredients, if you will. I'm not saying to get too big into this, because that could fill a whole newsletter, but somewhere that would be kind of nice to have. I'm wondering if that couldn't be tied together with the fact that you have an insert. Let's see, so on the same page as the insert, I think that's what you can do you can put something that's gonna attract people to the page for which they can put the money in.
Okay, so you're saying put that stuff right on the page where the donation envelope is?
And something that,
Okay.
it doesn't have to be the nutrition, although I think that would be helpful for people to know that. And obviously what my concern would be is that, by and large, it's a great idea to feed the hungry, but, you know, what are you feeding them and how healthy is it really? And who does the research to make sure that this is non-GMO, and, you know, I mean, there's a lot to this.
Okay. Some good insight there.
I mean, his comment made me think of something. Why don't, if you're talking about the nutrition, any of the like sugary or junk foods that are donated to St. Mary's, I don't know how they do this, but instead of, obviously we don't want the children to have it, and then we don't want people to, you know, health risk, but why don't they have like a special area of like sugar-based foods where they don't have, where people who are like working 2 jobs or 3 jobs can stop by, and maybe they want that sugar rush because they're gonna burn it because they're working at a restaurant and a hotel.
Okay.
And you know, so that they're not really necessarily that much worried about burning the calories because they're gonna be, you know, working or going to a construction site or something like that. And why isn't that just designated for those people who are that, you know what I mean? That those situations who aren't necessarily worried about that. Then you can be sure that you're not giving it to like the kids or the, you know, the older folks or anything like that, and people who could burn it off who probably are right.
Right, that's interesting, yeah.
But what I'm thinking is, you know what, if you're in need of help, you're gonna go there and you're not gonna worry about, you're just grateful to have something to eat. That's just my thought.
Well, that wraps up our session. Thank you so much. I know it's after work, or it's a long day at the end of the day, but, you know, we appreciate your time. It really means a lot to us. And if there's anything you guys can think of or have any questions about, feel free to contact us or St. Mary's. They love to hear from everybody. So on the way out, we'll go ahead and take care of you with our gift cards. But again, thank you very much for all your time. It was fun, and I'm glad I got it done in an hour, right on the time. All right.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
You need these for